Hey everyone, and welcome to the recap of the closing arguments in the Collin Griffith trial. Kind of like suspected, it was a reiteration of the opening statements. The state, Collin was a monster. He planned it. He wanted to unalive his mother. Defense, the mother was a monster. He had to do it. I I'm not all the way there that I buy the state story, but I'm also not there that I buy the self-defense story. So I probably would have found him guilty in the lesser included second degree, but we'll have to wait and see. We are still on verdict watch, and we'll continue doing that today. The closing arguments were very different. The state claims it was premeditated because he had talked about unaliving his mother before. And they have the kidnapping charge, which I think is kind of weird, but they claim that is reached by him forcing her inside the home before he unalived her. And that's a bit interesting because they base that on the neighbor who said, "Stop, stop, you're hurting me." The jury came back with a jury question asking to get a readback of the testimony from this witness and the other neighbor. They couldn't get it. They needed to be more specific because there's no transcript, and the court reporter would have to go get it. We rewatched it, and when rewatching it, I kind of got confused about the timeline of when they saw what, which is also a thing that the state claimed that because he unalived her and waited an hour to call 911. But both witnesses kind of had it happening in at different times. The mom arriving, being agitated, throwing stuff into a car, and then going inside the house with with him. The other one said she came, she put on her purse, walked up to the house, then later came out, throw stuff into the car, and that's when he pulled her into the house. So I'm a little bit, I don't think the kidnapping charge, I think it's a stupid one, but it'll probably, if they can reach first or second degree, they'll slap that on there as well. Um, but those two witnesses kind of made me doubt the timeline. I think, as I see it in my head, she comes up there yelling, screaming, goes into the house, comes out, takes his clothes out, tries to throw it into the car to make him come home with her. And that's when they go back into the house, and whatever happens in the house happens. The state also claimed because of the type of wound, it must have been red rum. It could have been self-defense, and I tend to agree with that. It's a weird placing, and that's not normally what you see in a self-defense. If she is coming with a stabulator at him, you would probably go more for the body than a straight through the neck as the only wound. The defense claimed that he acted in self-defense. The mother started by lunging with the stabulator and then fell on it. And to me, that doesn't make sense. They went into, they painted a very bad picture of the mother, and I don't think that's a good idea when she's not here anymore. But they went into, she had a history of violence, instability. She had been holding pew-pews at her and him. He had tried to get away from it, but the authorities didn't listen to him. And there was no clear evidence of kidnapping, as she entered her home herself. And apparently they were shown a ring camera. We didn't see that because we weren't shown the evidence that should contradict it. So I don't know if that's true, but we have to find out what happened. They were deliberating for 4 hours and 45 minutes, I believe, yesterday. So when they came with the jury question about asking the neighbors, I thought they had the murder figured out and they just wanted to see, do the kidnapping charges hold up? But apparently they weren't that ready. So we'll go back today again and do another verdict watch where we will be waiting for what he will be. I still think the most reasonable thing after watching the trial would be second degree, because she went to the house. He didn't lure her to the house. That's just my opinion. You can have a differing opinion, because we all watch it with the eyes we watch it with, and no one should force anyone else to have an opinion they don't want.